Alright everybody, I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today, and I hope everyone is doing great. In today's video, we talk about this potential winter storm that's set to impact the East Coast, followed by the current conditions across the nation. Alright, so guys, before we get into the video, I'm going to go ahead and ask if you guys can hit the subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. We are trying to reach 300 subscribers by the end of January, so if you're not already, hit that subscribe button. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, for today's question of the day, I'm wanting to know, if you were given 500 acres of land, what would you do with the land? Leave it down in the comments below, and I just might heart your comment. Now, guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright, so guys, we're taking a look at the current radar view in regard to what is currently going on across the nation. So, across the upper northwest, areas such as central Montana as well as northern Idaho, we actually are seeing a little bit of snow shower activity across those upper elevations. Maybe a little bit of rain across the southwest, kind of towards Arizona. It does kind of look like maybe some snow showers across those upper elevations you can currently see here. Now, here's the thing. We're currently seeing the system impact southern Ontario as well as bits of the upper Midwest, kind of moving its way towards bits of Michigan as we're currently speaking. This is set to track its way to the east here, as we will see on the future radar here in a second, and eventually might cause some snow to fall across bits of the upper northeast. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look at the future radar in regard to your NAM 3-kilometer model. So as we did see across the upper northwest, we actually are currently dealing with some snow across some of those upper elevations, as well as that current system that's impacting the northern parts of the Midwest, as well as southern Ontario. Now, like I said, as we do track down in time, the system will advance its way to the east here, maybe allowing for some snow to fall across bits of the northeast, areas such as Maine and through bits of New York. And then we actually are set to see this cold front that will start to draw up moisture here, basically from the Gulf of Mexico, allowing maybe some more snow to kind of build in on the back of the system across bits of the Midwest into the Ohio Valley, eventually tracking its way towards the Mid-Atlantic, maybe some snow across those regions there. But for the most part, that's what we're dealing with. Maybe another system will impact the upper northwest here for the 20th. Alrighty guys, now we're taking a look at the satellite view in terms of what is currently going on here across the nation in regard to your cloud cover. So across the south, across the southern plains and through bits of the southeast, look guys, it's relatively clear, as we will see on the temperatures as well. It's quite warm across a lot of these areas, so overall, we're looking at a pretty nice day across those regions. Now, across bits of the Midwest into the Ohio Valley Mid-Atlantic view, we are looking a little bit more overcast across some of these areas. Same thing across the upper northwest, as we were seeing that snow impact the region there. But, like I said, guys, across the south, it's looking like a pretty nice day for today. Alrighty guys, now we're taking a look at the Storm Prediction Center for your Day 2 convective outlook, basically just your thunderstorm forecast for tomorrow. So, across the dark green shaded area, we actually do have a marginal risk for severe weather, believe it or not, across eastern Texas through bits of Louisiana, southern Arkansas, as well as central and western Mississippi. Now, in terms of tornadoes, we actually do have a 2% chance of seeing tornadoes across the green shaded area, basically showing that every single 25 miles, you have a 2% chance of seeing a tornado across the green. Now, in terms of damaging winds, we actually do have a 5% risk across the areas here in brown, basically showing that every single 25 miles, like I said before, you have a 5% chance of seeing damaging winds 60 miles per hour or more. And in terms of hail, believe it or not, we actually do have a hail threat as well for tomorrow. 5% chance across the regions here, basically showing that every single 25 miles you have a 5% chance of seeing hail 1 inch in diameter and greater across the region. So guys, now we're taking a look at the National Weather Service forecast for today's, basically high temperatures across the region. So, like I said, across the southern plains and through the central plains, we are looking like a really nice day. Even across the southeast, we're talking 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe even near 80s across the central portions here of Texas. Now, across the northeast is still relatively cold, as we are still seeing freezing temperatures. Same thing across the upper Midwest, northern plains, as well as the upper northwest here. Especially across bits of northern Montana, we are seeing those temperatures across the extreme northern portions of the state, kind of in the single digits. Now, across bits of California as well, we actually are looking pretty nice here in the 60s. Across the upper northwest, it's relatively warmer than normal across a lot of these regions here. But overall, for a lot of people, it's actually a pretty nice day today. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look at the expected lows here for tonight. Relatively cold across bits of the northern plains into the upper Midwest. We're talking temperatures here in the negatives again across a lot of these regions. Same thing for the northeast across bits of northern New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, as well as Maine, seeing those temperatures in the negative as well. Now, across bits of eastern Texas and Louisiana, it's actually relatively warm. We're talking 50s and 60s across the region. But look, guys, we are seeing that freezing temperature really dive its way down here into the southeast as well. Even bits of Florida, near the panhandle of Florida, some areas might see those freezing temperatures as well. So it is expected to be quite cold, especially across bits of the regions here, kind of in the blue, but relatively warmer across bits of the southeast, across the western side of the southeast here, looking here in the 50s and 60s. Alright, so guys, we're taking a look at the European model in regard to your future projections here down the line. So like I was saying before, we are seeing the possibility we could see some winter weather here for bits of the southeast, mid-Atlantic view down the line. So, like I said before, we are currently dealing with the system across bits of the upper Midwest here. Track its way down to the east here, basically, maybe even impacting bits of the northeast with some snow. Now, we will start to see this cold front that will start to develop. It starts to kick up a lot of moisture here from the Gulf of Mexico. Maybe some snow on the back end of the system across bits of the Ohio Valley into bits of the mid-Atlantic view as high pressure kind of pushes it out of the region here. So, overall, that's kind of what we're seeing. Now, we kind of see this moisture kind of linger around across bits of the southeast here for the 21st. Now, watch this. As we start to move into the 22nd here, we start to get the, a lot of mixture of precipitation across bits of the North and South Carolina here, potentially a lot of ice. Again, for a lot of these areas here. And as we do track up, we get this area of low pressure that will develop across basically the western side here of the Atlantic shoreboard. Maybe even driving the snow a lot more crazier across bits of the mid-Atlantic view, maybe even into bits of the northeast down the line. So now we're taking a look here at the GDPS model, also known as your Canadian model. So as we do track down in time here, kind of the same story happens. We get this cold front that will develop from this area of low pressure up across the northeast here, drawing in a lot of moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, maybe some snow behind it, impacting bits of the Midwest and through bits of the Ohio Valley. Moving yourself to the east, maybe some more impacts across bits of the northeast, compared to what your other model had to say, and maybe some across bits of the mid-Atlantic view as well. Now, here's where things are a little bit different. Like I said, guys, this is still a few days out. There is still a lot of disagreements between the models, so just look at this. As we start to see more moisture move its way across the region here, obviously we are still seeing maybe some more ice across bits of coastal Carolinas here, maybe a little bit more snow, but this one doesn't show it nearly as extreme as the ECMWF model had to say. Alright, so guys, now we're taking a look at the American model in regard to your GFS. So as we do track down in time here, the same story as what the other models had to say. Some snow across bits of the Ohio Valley, maybe its way in through bits of the mid-Atlantic northeast here. Now this one is a little bit different compared to what the other models had to say. We still get this moisture moves its way up across the southeast, some ice still across the Carolinas, some snow across bits of southeastern Virginia and through bits of the Carolinas as well. Now this one kind of shows it in two rounds of another potential ice event happening across bits of Georgia into bits of South Carolina, eventually to North Carolina as well. A little bit less snow according to the system, but honestly, that's just something that's kind of different between what these other models had to say, although it's quite interesting. Now, guys, we're taking a look here at the National Weather Service blend of models in regard to your snowfall accumulation. Now, I want to go ahead and say, guys, you should not trust this at all. Like I said, it's still in the early phases. There is still a lot of disagreement between the models, but I kind of want to show you what we're currently looking at here as of now. We do track down in time here. That first wave might bring up to maybe 1 to 3 inches across this area here, mostly just 1 inch across bits of the Ohio Valley. Now, as we do get the snow that does start falling across bits of the mid-Atlantic into bits of the northeast, maybe 3 to 5 across bits of this blue shaded area kind of moves its way into the white. Now, maybe there's some instances it could get over 6 inches of snow, but overall, that's what we're seeing here right now. But like I said before, guys, it's still relatively way too early, so do not trust this at all right now. Just kind of showing you, like I said, of what this is currently showing. So in regard to ice accumulation from this model as well, is still quite unknown, but the general impact area is kind of set across bits of the southeast, areas such as the Carolinas into bits of Georgia. We're potentially seeing maybe up and over 1/4 of an inch of ice possible, kind of near 1/2 inch. But like I said, guys, once again, it's still relatively far out. So this definitely has more future updates to follow. Now, guys, let's go and take a look here at the National Weather Service hazards, and let's see what we're dealing with in terms of your current hazards across the nation. Alrighty, guys, so we're taking a look here at the National Weather Service hazards in regard to what is currently going on here across the nation. So kind of across this pink shaded areas, we do have some red flag warnings in effect, basically just showing that, just to alert all your firefighters that, fire weather might break out. We do have some dense fog advisories across bits of southeastern Oregon, as well as basically southern portions of Idaho, basically showing that, difficulty visibility due to dense fog is expected. We do have some wind advisories across bits of Dakotas here, kind of for this tan shaded color, showing that, gusty winds are expected to occur. Now, like I said, we were currently seeing that winter weather across bits of the upper northwest. We actually do have some winter weather advisories in effect across bits of Montana, North Dakota, as well as bits of northern Minnesota. Same, across bits of the upper state here of Michigan as well, as we are currently seeing that system impact bits of those regions. Now, we actually do have a extreme, really small sliver here of winter storm warnings in effect across the extreme northeastern side here of Minnesota. So, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to leave a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Now, guys, I want to go ahead and say we actually do have our Patreon page here in the description below. You guys can check it out if you do enjoy our content. That'd be greatly appreciated. So, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today's video, and I'll catch you all in the next one.